Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today. It is a Thursday evening. I'm very late here today at MadWorldTarot. I've been wrestling with scammers, changing my little watermark, so you can always see my watermark from MadWorldTarot on my videos. Wrestling with load shedding as well. Winter is upon us. It's dark, it's rainy, it's very cold, and tough times, but of course always cheerful here at MadWorldTarot. Well, mostly cheerful. And I have got, let me see, where is the box? Here, new chapter tarot on the tarot table for this reading, because we're looking at a new chapter in the Harkle's relationship with Netflix. I'm going to move my scrap of paper out the way and hope to remember to slide it back every now and then to surprise the scammer who is stealing my content while I wait for YouTube to do something about it. Thank you to everyone who has alerted them and alerted me. And anyway, never mind that. We're looking at more fun things than scammers on YouTube. We are looking at movies that the Harkles are allegedly being forced to make for Netflix. The latest rumor, and that is just a rumor, is that Netflix wants them to make a movie about their time in the palace, and we all would like to know precisely how much time they spent in a palace. You could call the movie Gone in 60 seconds. But apparently Netflix not interested in documentaries, not interested in children's movies like Pearl. I assume not interested in rom-coms either. They want the juicy stuff. They want the royal stuff. They want it, and the Harkles, apparently, according to the story, are being forced to make it. Netflix is inspired by Scoop, which is the film that's been made on the Prince Andrew interview, the horror of that. And they're waiting to see how well that one does, and if that one flies, then the Harkles are going to have to produce the goods about what went down in the royal palaces, and particularly in their sites, apparently, William and Catherine. We're not going to look at that right now. We're just going to look at the story about the movie. Apparently Meghan is dead keen to get stuck in. Harry, not so keen. Who can blame him? He knows where his last refuge is going to be, and it's going to be in one of those palaces, whereas Meghan, busy feathering her nest, I would say. And that's my opinion. And of course, here at MadWorldTarot, it is all just for entertainment. It's all just my opinion. It's all speculation, rumor and gossip. I read archetypal energy here on this channel. Involves the royals and their palaces. They are the archetypal family. And so that's why we read on their energy here, and we learn from archetypes. There is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please form your own opinion. And one more shuffle, and then I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to look and see. I need another shuffle. I'm going to look and see what's going on. There we go. I'm going to look and see what's going on with Netflix and the Harkles, and what is going to happen with this ghastly thought of a film. The royals must be in absolute despair at this latest news. We're going to look at that at some stage as well. But let's just see how true, what energy is around this rumor. How true is that? How bad is the relationship with Netflix? They didn't get their footage from the coronation that they probably were hoping for, and of course the car chase, the fairy tale in New York. Didn't turn out so great either, so they probably had to bin that. And can't imagine that Harry and Meghan are capable of coming up with a rom-com. That is, of course, my opinion. Let's see, we got the Queen of Cups. That's very emotional. That's, Diana was here, and she stayed in Kensington Palace, whatever apartment, and here, and we were there, and then we weren't allowed to have it because William and Catherine stole it and got the bigger sausage, or the bigger room and the extra sausage, and we had to be kicked out and only stay in that tiny little cottage. And then we were banished to Frogmore and all of that. We've got our Queen of Cups here. We know which angle this is going to go from. It's going to be very emotional. It's going to be very, I am Diana's true heir and everyone else murdered her and all of that. They want that. That's what they want. It's the thing that sells in America. I don't think it really flies anywhere else now. Who cares really? but probably this is where the big audience is still sitting waiting to hear the tragic tale of Diana's son who was hounded out of Kensington Palace by William and Catherine. How about that for a story? I could write that story. Yeah. Anyway, wouldn't be proud of myself if I did, but it's possible to write it. And let's remind you, while we're talking about stories and who's writing what and who's coming up with what, my stories. So, the situation with Netflix right now in the Parkles, what is going on? We've got, fighting, 5 of Wands. Conflict, arguments. It's about jockeying and posturing and who wants what and who's going to get what they want. That's the 5 of Wands, and Netflix knows what they want, and Meghan probably knows what she wants, and Harry probably thinks he knows what he wants, or is being told he must think this is what he wants. So fighting, lots of fighting. Not a surprise to see that, but in particular, what is the problem? The crossing card of this reading. More fighting. We've got the 4 of Swords in reverse. This is reputations that are ruined. The 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is a sort of collapse card, giving up, and being defeated and retiring from the lists and all of that, but your reputation really being as far down as it can go, and the Parkles' reputations are as far down as they can go right now. That's 4 of Swords in reverse, and kind of giving up. It's like, oh well, that's it. The 4 of Swords in reverse, that's as bad as it's going to get, and I can't do anything about it. I don't know how to resist. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to recover from it. So it's pretty bad, even though we've got the big guns now signed up with WME and all the rest of it. Things are bad. That's not good energy. What is going on behind the scenes with Netflix? Are there these questions about what content are you going to produce? We've got 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Pentacles is about big money, is about being very flush with cash, very secure, living the good life. In reverse, what have you produced with all that money we gave you? Where is it? It's failure. It's financial failure, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Very much the Parkles sitting there thinking, and Meghan in particular, because it's a very female card, the 9 of Pentacles. It's usually the successful single woman, and she did, of course, present herself as that when she intruded on the global consciousness, and what a horrible day that was. But it hasn't worked out for her, so she's anxious about her finances, and I would say Netflix is putting the squeeze on as well and saying, we gave you all that money, you're supposed to be producing content for us. Where is it? Where is it? And so what's the focus right now with the Parkles and Netflix? The lovers putting deals together. That's the 2 of them are going to have to put their differences aside, and I'm sure that there are huge differences between them at the moment from the energy that I am reading. That's my opinion, but they're going to have to come together, and they're going to have to agree, and they're going to have to get this thing going, and they're going to have to make partnerships with other people. And they're going to have to portray themselves, of course, as the star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet, who were forced to flee from the House of Windsor because of the cruel racists in the House of Windsor. An apology to the people who don't like me accusing the House of Windsor of being racist. They were not racist, but this is the perspective that the Parkles would like to impose on everybody who doesn't know better. So they're going to have to polish themselves up, and she's going to have to practice that adoring look. And Harry is going to have to get better at trying to kiss her in public, so that she doesn't swat him away when he comes near. Though, of course, they aren't going to be in this film themselves, as far as I understand it. Thank the Lord for that. They are going to be played, I assume, by other people. Just reminding you. Anyway, so how have things been going? How does Netflix feel about the content that's been produced so far by the Parkles? Ace of Swords. It's a start. It's a start. But we need more, especially with that 9 of Pentacles in reverse there. And we need to get clear about things. We need to get clear about what you're going to do and how it's going to be done. There was all kinds of dilly-dallying, and that Pearl thing went on for ages. And the Invictus Games documentary still hasn't happened. And Netflix doesn't want documentaries. Very clear in this story that is being spread around. It's a newspaper article that they're not interested in documentaries. They want stuff. They want bold new stuff, visionary stuff, exciting stuff that's going to wake people up. It's not bad at all. It's not terrible disappointment and oh no, we give up and what a mistake it was to sign the Parkles on. Not at all. Netflix can definitely smells money when they think of royals. We've got The Crown and now we've got the Scoop thing, which is going to trash Prince Andrew and probably also malign poor Princess Beatrice, who seemed to be quite involved in setting up that interview. Poor girl. But yeah, this is something that they want. It's very positive, but we need to be clear about what you're delivering, and so far it's been a bit wishy-washy. What's coming up next? We're going to get Harry and Meghan Behind Palace Walls, the movie. Three of Swords. There's anguish here for somebody, and I would say that's for Harry, that this is going to be very difficult for him. It's treachery and betrayal. Three of Swords. Somebody is going to be stabbed in the heart. Somebody is going to experience a real heartache. It could be the poor royals who are behind palace walls, the real royals who are still royaling, going to feel betrayed and disappointed. But it could also be Harry. I don't think it's Netflix feeling betrayed and disappointed. We might clarify it, but we're going to look now at the Parkles in particular. Harry and then Meghan. Harry, how does Harry feel about this idea? Meghan, as I say, was dead keen. Harry was wait and see, doesn't want to do it. And Three of Pentacles in reverse. Please, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be involved in it. He's not going to cooperate. I think same energy here, that for him this is going to be devastating. In the way that his family is portrayed, in the way his world is portrayed, if this does go ahead. Meghan, how does Meghan feel about all of this? Another three. Three of Wands, she doesn't want to wait. She wants to get going with this as fast as possible. She needs something. Our Nine of Pentacles here, our single woman who needs to feather her nest, who needs to have her bank balance good and ready for the moment when she jumps ship, in my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. But she's very impatient about this. Can't wait. Three of Wands is a waiting card when it's upright, waiting for better days, waiting for good things to happen, waiting for your business to grow. You've planted a seed, you've got an idea, and now it's going to grow and expand. She's fed up with waiting. So there's fighting in here. There's fighting with the Parkles. There's three parties in this situation. Of course, Harry, Meghan, and Netflix. Harry and Meghan, a pressure on them to kiss and make up and pretend for the sake of this thing. But he's not interested. Hopes and fears for the story. Hopes and fears. We've got the Sun, hoping that this is a giant success. It's spectacular success. Everybody signs up to Netflix to watch it. The Sun is abundance, is the spotlight, it's energy, it's powerful, it's Leo. They're tremendous. There are a lot of people who need this to happen, who think that this is going to be brilliant. It's going to dazzle everyone. And it could be very glamorous, of course, because it could, lots of fancy clothes and pomp and circumstance and all of that stuff. And then behind the scenes, Meghan collapsed on the floor sobbing. So it's got all the ingredients of a Netflix bestseller isn't the word, hit, a Netflix hit. How's it going to go? What's going to happen ultimately? We've got the Hierophant. Hierophant is the royal family. It's a teacher. Yes, the Hierophant teaches. It's about the institution, the organization, the status quo, rules, in marriage as well. Just by the way, we've got the Lovers there, so there's a marriage that's going to have to be portrayed. But I think that the royal family is going to come out of this looking looking good, not bad. And one of the ironies of the Parkles and what they're doing is they're trying to trash the royal family, but it's had precisely the opposite effect. The royal family has actually gone up in popularity, and Charles and Camilla have gone up in popularity, despite this Queen of Cups card being played over and over and over, and seemingly the intention being to play it again in this movie. But here we've got somebody who is going through a dark night of the soul. About this, does not want to do it. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, despite the pressure that is on him because of the failure so far to get very far and to be very successful. But that's the royal family. Royal family might coax him back, and that would put a stop to things pretty smartly. Might coax him back. I'm not going to clarify. It's tempting to clarify, but it's been a long day, and of course with all of this nonsense that I've had to deal with and am having to deal with on an ongoing way, I know all the tarot readers out there are going through the same thing. Thank you again for reporting it and for supporting this channel as wonderfully as you do, and I will see you again tomorrow.